Hello, hello, everybody out there. We are in March of 2025, and I believe this is the second page of the last page of 10 page in the year 2025, and I am so happy to bring in a new episode to you people. I am finally getting off of my crazy ass and doing something for you people. And here we go. I want to talk about, what is he? What do they say? Is it the 24th Prime Minister of Canada? Unelected Prime Minister. The first unelected Prime Minister who has never even held an elected office. Okay? Mark Carney. Do not trust him. Okay? You listen to me. Do not trust him. Alright? Okay. And I will tell you why. Okay, number one. Okay, if you hated Justin Trudeau, which seems like the majority of Canadians did, that's why he had to step down. This dude was the economic advisor to Justin Trudeau. So the whole freaking mess that Justin Trudeau got us onto was under the advice of Mark Carney. Okay? And, all this talk of the World Economic Forum and all this kind of thing that Pierre Poilievre used to talk about, we don't hear too much of it. I hope that guy starts talking about that again, because it is a real problem. We are a sovereign nation. We don't need a bunch of rich dudes somewhere else trying to experiment on us. Look what happened to what was that country that basically their whole economy collapsed? Let me get back to you, because I'm just going off the top of my head, but it collapsed. Check the notes. Maybe I will pin a note in the comment section. But their whole economy collapsed, and they were called like the #1 country. The World Economic Forum said this is the country that has listened to all our great ideas. They have such a bright future. And their economy collapsed, and the Prime Minister had to flee. Just like our Prime Minister. Justin Trudeau basically fled, but we basically got his advisor, who's basically kind of the face behind the face of Justin Trudeau, is now our Prime Minister, and he now says he will axe the tax, because it's a real cloak and dagger move. He's not really axing the tax, okay? And I feel like I'm going backwards from where I wanted to start. But, let me refer to my notes here. Okay? He just made some fucking fake document. Said I hereby instruct this sort of thing. Okay? But this is Canada. He's not the president. He can't make an executive order. He could have made something called he could have made an order in council, which I guess has something to do with the Governor General, and he needs like 3 ministers, and they basically say excellent. But this is just a bogus show to kind of fool hoping that most people aren't going to follow politics enough, and just gonna say, okay, that's cool, he says that. But guess, there's no legal authority in that document he made. It means shit. But let me tell you a little bit about our Mark Carney, in case, like, I'll admit, he's kind of, I don't know. Obviously, he's not a dumb guy. I mean, he was the head of Bank of Canada. He was the head of Bank of England. He was the chair. Okay, here's where I was going to start. He was the chair of Brookfield Management, which is a leading global investment firm that invests on behalf of institutions and on behalf of institutions and individuals around world. It's almost like, it sounds like some kind of black rock type thing. It's a Canadian black rock type thing. But he lied when he was running for his liberal type thing. And they often say, why doesn't he talk to the media too much? And the reason why is because, number one, he lied when he said, when Donald Trump got elected and he started threatening tariffs, which could have hurt Canadian businesses and Canadian jobs. Brooksfield Management, check out, it's a Canadian company, moved from Canada to New York. But Mark Carney lied. He said he had already resigned to jump into the Liberal race to run for Prime Minister. But that was a lie. He resigned in January. Apparently in December, he chaired the board meeting to make that decision. He voted in favor of it. And he sent a letter to shareholders encouraging them to back the decision to move Brooksfield Management from Canada to New York. So Mark Carney is not fighting for Canada, okay? He is fighting for globalism. He's fighting for himself, number one, and all the great egomaniacs who love themselves so much, they graduate to the World Economic Forum, where basically they think they are little gods. And they want to, it's not for Canada. It's not for our country. So he lied about that. He said, oh, he already resigned. He had nothing to do with that decision. When, yeah, do I have to repeat myself? I will repeat myself. Yeah, where he chaired the board, he voted in favor of it, and sent a letter to the shareholders saying, please back the decision. It's been said that he is buddies with Ghislaine Maxwell. And while there's some who, I don't know, they dispute it, I'll look a little bit more into it, but there's pictures with them together. But his sister apparently went to some school with Ghislaine Maxwell, so who knows, there's a connection. But we will say that he did have dinner with Prince Andrew after it was revealed his sex scandal with Ghislaine Maxwell, and basically his reputation was ruined. He went to some dinner where, yeah, there was like members of JP Morgan, which apparently were knowingly in on this sex trafficking ring with that Jeffrey Epstein man. Some big dinner with them. So, you know, there's been all kinds of things said about, it's even been rumored that Justin Trudeau hung out with Mr. Epstein and flew on his flight logs. We can't say for sure, but do you know about the rumors of why he resigned from his drama teaching job here in, I think it was in Vancouver here, some Vancouver school. He was like some little rich private school where he was like a drama teacher, and all those blackface scandals went on, but apparently he had to resign for having sexual relations with some teenage girls and young girls, but they signed some NDAs and I don't know, got paid millions, but he did lie about why he's resigned. He's made 3 different stories. He says it's not because of some sexual scandal of why he quit that, he resigned from that job and then took a lesser paying job way somewhere else. There's 3 different stories why that happened, but it definitely wasn't the reason why the NDA was. I don't know. Then why do you lie about it? Why do you have 3 different stories? should be straight up. But even the liberal race was, I don't know, they pushed that Ruby Dalla lady out. She was disqualified at one point, and Frank Ballas, and I don't even know these fucking liberals' names. I don't follow these dipshits. When I was younger, I was all into that kind of thing. But, you know, they say if when you were 20 and if you weren't a socialist when you were 25, you have no heart. But if by the time you're 35, if you are not like a conservative, capitalist, believe in personal responsibility, faith in God, you have no brain. I hate to be so harsh, but that has just been my experience. You know, money, we can't just print money off of trees. We can't just print money out of nowhere. It makes inflation. And you can't, you know, you could tax all the richest people in all of the whole country. I think you could tax them 100%. It's not going to make the GDP. And it's not going to do anything out of the debt. What we need is jobs and prosperity. We need production. Okay? We need companies making jobs. We need jobs. A three-letter word. Jobs. That's an inside joke for anybody who follows that kind of thing. It's kind of a Joe Biden joke. But anyways, I'll leave it at that. So, World Economic Scumbag. He's a liar. He hangs out with sex traffickers and alleged customers of sex traffickers of like underage sex trafficking shit, like pedophilia type shit. His first action of Prime Minister is making some bogus document and making a big scene out of it, when he could have signed a thing that was actually real and could have eliminated it, but it was actually admitted. All he did was make the tax down to 0%. But that all that means is he didn't axe it. He just brought it to 0, which means that that tax is still there, and at any time he could bring it up to whatever he wants. 50%, 100%, 18%. And remember, he's the guy who told Justin Trudeau it wasn't high enough. So, yeah. That's all I gotta say. This is kind of a rushed type thing. Just because, like, I don't know. I feel bad for not making enough new episodes, and so yeah, there's more to come. Okay, thank you. And that, I'm afraid to tell you, is the last page with Tim Page. Okay, from some ridiculously good ideas. That there is the last page. With your friend Tim Page. Alright, thank you. Alright.